What's going on, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, I'm really not sure college football is kind of really going to happen here. I really do think that, and I've got my Detroit Lions gear on, which I'm going to kind of plug the NFL here just a little bit. I think the NFL is kind of taking a real close look about how college football is actually going to handle this and kind of see what their plan is going forward. Because if college football can kind of pull this off, I think the NFL is probably going to be soon to follow. But I know the college game and the NFL game are kind of joined at the hip here with the amateurs and kind of the scouts, seeing which teams are going to draft them on. What I'm going to do in this video here, guys, I'm going to kind of go through the timeline here, and then right at the end, I'm going to give my own thoughts and assessments on it. And I would really like to know what your guys' thoughts are here, too. Not just based on what I have to say here in the video, but what your guys' own thoughts and maybe your concerns, or maybe you don't have any concerns. I would really like to know what you guys think down in the comment section. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Really kind of how all this stuff had really started. You guys know the COVID-19 stuff. You guys, I'm not going to kind of repeat myself. If you guys have watched my videos plenty of times, you guys know the timeline of COVID and kind of how it got here. Now it's starting to affect sports like baseball, hockey, and the NBA. The other sports that usually aren't that great, like the AFL, are not really shown here, like the AFL, New Zealand rugby. I know there's a couple of people that watch my videos from those parts of the country or that part of the globe. And now it's affected American college football over here. Like the big United States universities like Michigan State, your Alabamas, your USCs, your Miamis, your Dukes, all that sort of stuff. I don't really know how college basketball is going to be affected here, but based on kind of what I'm reading here and how all this stuff's kind of come about here, I think college basketball is also going to be affected. But I don't want to go down too far down that rabbit hole. But as we've kind of seen here, UConn was kind of the first one to say, hey, we're going to cancel our season here. Now, watching ESPN, which is right here, as I've been working from home, they've been kind of saying that football program or that university's kind of had financial troubles, at least with the sporting events. Maybe it's just with the football and the Division I football trying to keep the finances up to have a football team there. That's pretty much a known issue over there at UConn, and that was probably pretty much the driving factor based on what I've read and what I've heard, that school's kind of had their football season canceled. I'm sure the COVID stuff didn't help anything. And then you had a couple of days later, you had the MAC, like the MAC schools are like your Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan. I think you have your Ball State, your Bowling Green, Kent State, University of Ohio. Those kind of schools have had canceled their season. And you thought, well, if those two schools are kind of going on here, what's going to be up next? Then the Big Ten and the Pac-12 also said they were going to cancel their seasons, which then you're thinking, boy, is even college football even going to be kind of coming on here? And then you had just a couple of, I think it was like a day or two later, I think is what it was, you had the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 say that they're going to continue going forward with this. And when I heard that, I was kind of like, wow, they're really going to go forward with this? Now, the only reason I'm saying that they're kind of going to go forward with this is Louisiana and LSU. I'm not going to say LSU that the college is a hot spot, but New Orleans is a hot spot for the COVID-19 stuff. And you guys know that if college football is going to continue on, you're going to have people come from that kind of city or that area, and they're going to come up they may come up, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be true or not, but they're going to spread out to Baton Rouge. You're going to go to, goodness, I can't even think of any other large cities that are kind of well known up here in Michigan, but those kind of places, they could potentially spread the virus up there. And I'm going to get to this here in just a minute. They could spread that virus to other areas, and then the college kids are going to actually get that, and they could spread that to the football team, which I touched on it, but I'm going to kind of get in here just a little bit more here, which I did find that those three schools we're going to go ahead and forge ahead. I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and kind of see where this is. And I actually put a video out there about that. And then based on that, then you had over the weekend, you had Syracuse and you had Pitt and you had Florida State have concerns about the coronavirus. Syracuse opted out because of COVID-19 concerns. Pittsburgh actually had a couple of symptoms of it. I don't know if they've had any coronavirus confirmed cases over there, but they've had at least players show symptoms of COVID-19. And then you had Florida State University kind of have some issues with communication on how the COVID-19 stuff was. I don't know if it was being communicated. I didn't click on the link in the ESPN on their website, which I'll go ahead and I'll put it down here into the description area. I didn't click on the article there to kind of see what the communication issues were, but they were saying that there was communication issues. And the big thing about that article, which I'll link down into the description area, it kind of goes through the timeline here a little bit. And now we're kind of sitting here thinking, well, now that you have people that have symptoms of it, where is kind of college football going to come on here? And it kind of all boils back around to all the conferences kind of saying, we're going to go forward with this, or no, we're not. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cancel the season. I don't think you have a lot of collaboration between the schools or even between the conferences or anywhere within the NCAA, which is a very troubling sign to me. I would think with all the doctors, and there's prestigious medical universities out there. You've got Michigan, which is a prestigious medical university. You've got, goodness, I can't even really think of any other ones. I think USC is a prestigious medical university. I know UCLA is. I think they're probably number one. I think in the medical field there. But you have many institutions over there that practice medicine over there and that teach medicine from their professors over there. I would think that all those people would collaborate together. I know you're talking about hundreds of people over there, but you could get teams together that would have all these people collaborate and kind of say, is this a really good idea to kind of go forward here? And instead you've got people from the Big Ten, Pac-12, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC. You've got it from the Mountain West. You got it from the MAC. You got it from the ACC. You just have too many institutions and too many conferences trying to figure all the stuff out. They may have their own opinions, or maybe even politics come into play on this. I just don't really know if this is even possible at least for college football. I don't know if it's possible. It could say that you could do it for the NFL, but I think the NFL's probably taken a hard look about, hey, where's college football going here? And can we really pull this off? Roger Goodell's going to have to collaborate with all the owners and get with his medical teams and collaborate with each medical doctors from each of the 32 teams in the NFL, including the Detroit Lions. Guys, I don't know if college football is going to come to fruition here. We're already seeing 3 concerns on here. What about the SEC? What about the Big 12? Have they had any concerns? Just no one's reported on it yet. I really kind of feel like college football is not going to happen, only because of just what we know right now, and there's not really a whole lot of science that's really kind of came forward, or even a big breakthrough or something that says, hey, we've made significant progress in this. I haven't really heard of anything like that. Steve Days from the Michigan podcast, which I watch, and I kind of follow him on Twitter, he kind of says this is all panic porn. I don't think it is. I think I don't want to say it's totally 100% legitimate, but there's stuff that you really got to take into account and really kind of take a step back and process to say, hey, is this really a good idea to go ahead and forge forward on this? So it's really going to be interesting to see kind of in the weeks following here what's going to happen here. If those 3 conferences are truly going to go forward, I'm interested to see how all this is going to transpire. Now they can say the testing is going to be, we're going to test every 24 hours. We're going to make sure our kids are have the best medical care, all that blah blah blah. But you're going to have parents and you're going to have other doctors telling people it's probably really not a good idea to go out and to play college football, because I've said it over and over and over here again, guys, that it's close contact sport. They're swapping spit, it's sweat, it's bodily fluids like blood, that sort of stuff. That is going to transfer. It's just a thing of college football and the violent nature of the sport, or even NFL football with that too. I honestly don't know, guys, if we're actually going to have a college football season. And if the national championship is only going to be decided by 3 of the 5 power conferences on here, is it really a legit national championship? I don't know. I say no, but other people may have a differentiating opinion on that. It's just really going to be, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this all develops. Like I said, you have the 3 schools here that have already had concerns. How many other schools that haven't been reported on that's had concerns that, or even have any positive coronavirus cases, that just haven't been reported yet? You know, maybe are kind of keeping it hush hush just to continue on with college football here. I don't want to have any kind of skepticism or anything like. I think schools have it and they're not reporting it. I don't want to be that kind of person, but it's just going to be real interesting to see how college football is going to kind of go ahead and forge forward with all this and to see where it kind of goes here in the near future and going in with the spring with the teams that really haven't had much of an impact out here, with the schools saying that they're going to cancel the season until the spring or may cancel it altogether and they're just going to wait for 2021. And there's other stuff in here, guys. How the draft's going to work out. You know, what's going to happen with these players that are going to forgo their senior season with the COVID-19 stuff. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I don't have all the answers. I don't think any of the medical professionals or really any college institutions have all the answers. It's going to kind of be a wait and see approach and assess their own, and go ahead and assess their own, I guess, their own opinions and kind of based off the information that they have and forge forward on. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, guys. I really would like to know what you guys think down below in the comments. I honestly don't think college football is actually, it's going to get canceled, I think is really what's going to see. You're going to see maybe a couple of games and then people are going to come down with this and it's going to be, the college football season is going to be canceled here. Only because if you're asking your student athletes to come back and you're asking actual students to come back on campus here, they're going to fraternize, they're not going to social distance, they're going to say, hey, kind of what's up, I haven't seen you in months. You know, all that stuff's going to happen. I think this stuff's going to, I don't say it's not going to go by wildfire, but you're going to see it kind of creep into college athletics. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's going to be when, all right? But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, please consider hitting that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification so you guys get more videos just like this one. All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really do hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.